Hello guys, welcome to the video. So this is going to be a presentation about the effects of global climate change on the Dominican Republic. So let's get started. Where is the Dominican Republic? You may not be familiar with this country. It's smaller, but it's geographically speaking pretty local if you live in the US. So the Dominican Republic is an island nation on the island of Hispaniola, which it shares with Haiti. If you're any more familiar with Haiti, Dominican Republic is the other country, basically. It's at a latitude north of the equator, like us, but a little closer. And as such, it's a bit warmer there. It's got a temperate warm climate, average temperature of 25 degrees Celsius, which is 77 degrees Fahrenheit, so pretty warm. Nice. What one would expect if they were going to go to an island nation, right? However, because of the latitude that it's at, it also gets frequent rainfall, which you may or may not also expect. Lastly, just a little tidbit that might be relevant. It is classified by the United Nations, Poverty and Environment Initiative as a small island developing nation. So what is the evidence for global climate change in the Dominican Republic? Why would a small developing island nation that may not have funding for this even make an attempt to make a change to be more renewable energy dependent? Well, to preface, the Dominican Republic was ranked in 2017 by the USAID as the 11th most vulnerable country in the world to the effects of climate change. So it's a high ranking. There's definitely something that the Dominican Republic needs to be paying attention to as a pretty vulnerable country, at least comparatively. And this was determined by using data recorded from the year 1960 that showed trends of rising temperatures, trends of rising annual precipitation totals, and rising sea level as well. Specifically, temperatures had a trend of increasing by an average of 0.05 degrees Celsius annually. The number of days classified as hot increased by 13.2% over the interval of time 1960 to 2003. Annual precipitation totals increased 4.5% from 1960 to 2015. Considered statistically insignificant, but still worth noting. And finally, sea level is reported to have risen by 1.8 millimeters during the interval of time from 1950 to 2009. And these are all observed. All of these things have already happened, and they're going to continue to happen. Having discussed what the impacts were, what are the effects of the impacts now, and what's expected? Currently, the impacts suffered by the Dominican Republic include agricultural impacts, water contamination and freshwater depletion, coastal damage, ecosystem damage and loss, as well as human health impacts. More specifically, soil erosion and waterlogging with an increase of pests and diseases are projected for the future, worsens human health and crop health. There's more erosion of both farmland and soil. It's generally a bad deal. And for the future, we're expecting more tropical cyclones and more intense tropical cyclones. More erosion and structural damage as a result. And then even further temperature increase and sea level rise by 1.1 to 1.5 degrees Celsius and 0.4 to 0.7 meters respectively by the year 2050.
In its NDC, the DR describes their national commitments to global efforts against climate change. The NDC Action Plan is an instrument to operationalize the NDC, identifying priorities for the 2019 through 2021 period. Practices under their NDC Action Plan include integrated and adaptive management of watersheds through local systems of sustainable production, the implementation of initiatives to reduce climate vulnerability in agricultural, tourist, and marine coastal areas, the establishment of incentives to increase energy efficiency and the participation of non-conventional renewable energies, and the development of cleaner transportation alternatives.